Today's Friday and it's the end of March. It's the 31st of March 2023 and we're down in Palmanova. Anita's come to have a hair done and I'm just outside the Lion's charity shop. Different place for us to start our walk, but it's just to let you know that we do have charity shops here in Mallorca, and the Lions is one that I've been supporting for many years with the Leo group in my school. So Anita's going to have her hair done, I'm going for a walk and we'll have a look to see what we can see. So you get an idea of where this shop is. It's just up from the heart and oh, Anita's going, she's off to the hairdressing salon. Alright.
I'll phone you when I finish, alright?
Alright. Bye bye. So it's quite a long session, I think, this hairdo mark. So she'll have her hair done and her nails done at the same time, which gives me a bit of time to go out for a little bit of a walk and perhaps have a look somewhere we didn't go to last time we were down in Palmanova, which is actually quite recently. But it is our go-to place for a walk. We come here quite regularly for a walk just because it's so easy. It's flat and there's lots of places you can stop and have a drink if you need to. That's what we do. And we usually start our videos at the heart, the Calvia heart. That heart was made especially to remember the people who've died, suffered or helped during the COVID pandemic. And we've seen one or two of those on the island. There's one in Majorca, there's one, and there's another one in Ponent Mar. So it's early in the morning, not sure what time it is. Temperatures are already soaring. Anyone who was here at this time last year, it was quite cool. It's not even 11 o'clock in the morning and it's already well over 20 degrees and temperatures are going to rise. One thing I noticed on the other side there is the new palm trees, the pine trees of a big pine tree that was there, been chopped down. I wish I'd have known about it. I would like to have videoed that because it was a really big pine tree. But they're a bit of a nuisance here because of the little millipedes that get in there, the centipedes. So you can see, look, here's the pizzeria. Pizzetta. He's already getting ready to start. And the beach is, well, it's not got its sunbeds on yet. The poles are up. My guess is they will be open. They'll be up in the next few days. April the 1st seems to be the big opening day for many of the hotels, many of the bars and restaurants. But there's quite a few people already here enjoying the holiday and enjoying this warm, wonderful sunshine that we're having. And already people on this beach. This one's going to be the no smoking beach, by the way. And the toilets for this beach are at this end, and there is one there which is for disabled people, though that would be really quite difficult to get to. Well, no, there is a ramp, steps there down to the beach. There is a ramp just on the other side, hidden from view. I'm assuming that does allow you to get down to the toilet there, and that will be a medical centre. That won't be open yet. A few days, yeah, you can get down the ramp there, and it's fairly gentle compared with some of the ramps that we see here. Scaragado. One place I do neglect is the little harbour here. It's not a very big one, there's no big flashy boats here, just small boats, fishing boats, and just, well, not many boats in actually at all. In fact, it's looking rather empty, so there's lots of berths available. Friday, maybe some people are out. There's lots of little sea-doo type riders there. If your boat isn't too big, and this is one of the ports, this is the Club Nautico de Palmanova. If you're a regular to this part of the island, you'll know across the road there is the Ponent, and in front of it Modigliani, which is undergoing a major makeover. It's been gutted, it's been taken right back to the brickwork, and that's going to be interesting to see how that progresses. So Modigliani, which has been a restaurant. Hello.
Anita.
Oh, that's lovely to speak to the couple there from Denmark. They've been watching the videos and sending me messages, and I try to reply to all the messages that are sent on the YouTube channel. Apologies if I do miss some. Occasionally I just find one that maybe a long time ago and I've missed it, and I don't know why that happens. Anyway, I did actually reply to her, and she wrote to me in Danish, and I reply in Danish. Not that I speak a word of Danish, but I've got a good Google translator that does it for me, and so I try to reply to many people in the language that they speak to me in. So I'm walking up here because there is a hotel, actually, where the Danish couple are actually staying is called the Ponent Mar, and it's a little bit off the beaten track, and normally people wouldn't walk up this way, I don't think. They'd probably stop here, having looked at the port, and then go back into Palmanova. But I'm going to carry on, and this is a one-way street, by the way, so cars will come up behind me if there's any cars, and there's a bit of a hill to go up. You can see people coming down. My guess is they're coming from the Ponent Mar, which I believe is pretty much fully booked all season, but we've been there a few times for meals. We've never stayed in any of the rooms, and last year we did actually go there for a meal, and we went up onto their roof terrace, which has got magnificent views over Palmanova, so really nice. And if you can get a table, of course. The problem with these places is, can you get a table? Horse there, look. Cars coming up from behind me. Still doing work here. Just doing the pavement. This is where I'm going to, look, just up this way. And in front of us we now have the Ponent Mar Hotel. It's one that quite often stays open longer than the other hotels, because it particularly has a good clientele from, well, particularly from Scandinavia. But bikers, cyclists, so quite a lot of cyclists here, and they've even got their own cycle station. Ooh. Apologies if I'm puffing and panting a little bit. It's referred to as a 4-star apart hotel, but it is very nice. If I remember when I'm putting this video together, I'll include some snippets from inside the hotel. So we're just in the reception of the Ponent Mar Hotel. We've just been up onto the roof terrace, really beautiful up there, fantastic views, and we're going to have dinner here. But before dinner, we'll just have a nice little drink. It's a buffet dinner. We'll go around through into the bar area. Don't usually make videos in hotels, but our friend Barbara's spoken to the manager here and he said, yeah, go ahead. So lots of space, and we've got the bar to ourselves. So what could be more perfect than that? But for the moment, I'm just going to actually walk down by the side. So there's a bus there. This is a roundabout I'm on, and that's the Ponent Mar Hotel. Just to the side of it, there's a path. It's a public path, and you can walk down here and gain wonderful views of Palmanova. So I thought, while Anita's having her hair done, I'll come and enjoy some lovely views of Palmanova. There are a few steps here. I did have a message sent to me from the bike centre asking me to call in and say hello, not open today. On another occasion we'll do that and find out a little bit more about what the bike station's all about. But Mallorca, particularly this time of the year and the end of the season, is very popular with cyclists, and they bring their bicycles with them on the plane and then head off into the hills for some energetic cycling. Rather than me, light walking is all I require. These steps, by the way, are very uneven. Some of them are ankle breakers, so you need to keep an eye on where you're going on the floor. And the path itself is also a bit of needs a bit of TLC, but it has done for a long time. And you can see here this fence, rusting fence now, is because the wall here has given way and it's not been repaired. When you get here, you're rewarded with this beautiful view over the bay, which makes up the 3 beaches of Palmanova. There is quite a breeze today, and the waves are all coming towards me, and the breeze is coming from that direction actually, but it's a nice warm breeze. My guess is the temperatures down here will get up easily to mid-20s, 25 degrees. Over the weekend we saw temperatures of 28 degrees on the island in the Ponent Mar area. That's really quite extraordinary for this time of the year. But lovely nonetheless. We're heading off to England next week, and I'm sure we won't be getting temperatures like that, and Anita's going to get a bit of a shock, I think, when she steps off that aeroplane and finds it freezing cold. We actually arrived quite early in the morning, got one of the very early flights, particularly because we need to get to the southwest of England, and quite difficult unless you're going to travel a long distance. So we're actually flying to Bournemouth and arrive at about 8 o'clock in the morning, I think. So I'm guessing it's going to be pretty cool when we get there. So it's big coats time. I'll walk a little bit further, and just walking by the side of the hotel. So the hotel rooms are over to the left there, and all the rooms down here on this side got this magnificent view. all over the sea, and it just goes round and round and round. Got a few boats out on the water. There's a ship going over to the mainland, one of the ferries. But there's a few other smaller craft out there, actually some quite big ones. Nice clear waters, gentle rippling of the waves. If you're staying in the hotel, there is a back gate, so you don't have to do this walk around. You can just come out through the back gate, and you end up here. There's some steps, unfortunately, so that might make it a bit more tricky. And I guess you need some sort of a key. Probably your room key will let you in and out of there. But it does mean you can access these steps, which will take you down to the sea. I've never actually been down there. No tide in Majorca, so I don't expect the sea to suddenly recede. It doesn't, it just stays here. Here it goes, the path goes up again, and we're heading around the headland that the Ponent Mar is on now, towards, well, eventually towards the towards Son Calvia. In the distance there we've got the Mar Hotel, which has opened up recently, and in the far distance what was the Ponent Mar, which is now being completely remodeled by a Chinese company. Don't think that's going to be anywhere near ready for this year, but could be something quite different. So we've seen a couple of now of different hotels that are being taken over by Chinese companies. And I'm in the sun, direct sunlight, and it really is very warm. So there's these speedboat type things over there. And in the distance we've got a couple of smaller boats and a couple of bigger boats. The one on the right looks to be quite a luxurious motor yacht. The one on the left I think is military. Something like a coastal protection vessel. Looking at the swimming pool down here, and people out sunbathing, and neither Anita or I are sunbathers, so it's not something we do. In fact, you've probably seen in many of our videos we just try to get out of the sun. So obviously we can't get out of the sun all the time, so I wear my hat and Anita carries her parasol. In the far distance we can see Randa. It's a little bit hazy, and yesterday morning there was even a little fog around. This comes to the end here, and again the wall broken in parts, so they put this metal fencing up, and you'd think over the years they would actually have done the repair work on it, but they haven't. So it's a job that they need to get sorted. So you can see here there's this metal fencing restricting your access to the wall area because it's not safe. And you can smell the warmth now. The smell of the warmth is actually coming from the pine trees that I keep telling you I don't like, but it gives me that indication that the temperature is rising. I can smell the pine trees. So again, more steps here. So to access this particular area, you don't really have much of a choice but steps. Just before we leave it behind, one last look, and you can see more graffiti and very uneven steps. So if you do come this way, just mind your step. I can hear Anita just whispering to me, saying, mind the step. She's also already said it to me 3 or 4 times today. Mind the step. So quite a little hidden gem, but it's all around this one hotel, which is the Ponent Mar Hotel, which is one I quite like. Again, I can't comment really on the rooms, but we do have friends that have stayed there, and they do say what a nice hotel it is. So more steps for me. I'm going to switch the camera off and then catch up with you in a moment. Well, that's the Ponent Mar Hotel, and I'm just going to be making my way back into Palma now. So thanks very much, Palmanova. I haven't got my corrector to my side. Thanks very much for watching, and we both look forward to seeing you in our next video, wherever that may be. So bye for now.